Hello guys, so today I have a new video for you and we are 1 week left for the UFC White House. So it will be on Sunday. I'm really excited for that. But today I wanted to talk about those fighters that keeps on doing the same mistake because I feel like there are fighters among the UFC that I think, in my opinion, have to watch out for the mistake that they often do. That's really cost them their career. They are losing because of those particular mistakes. So I wanted to talk about those fighters. But the way I will do it is that I'll be starting by those ones which doesn't make a big deal. It's not a big deal as long as they correct those few mistakes, make those little adjustments. They're okay. They're okay to go there. They can come back with no issue. But then, as long as I will go through those fighters, I will then go like the last ones. I'll say the two last ones are the fighters that basically have to really watch out the way they're fighting, basically their whole way of fighting, because the last ones I feel if they don't make like 1 year gap to just for just rebuilding themselves and really coming with a really brand new plan of the way they're fighting, they have to basically go and retire from fighting. So this is the way I'll be doing that. So I'll be starting with uh, Belal Muhammad. So Belal Muhammad really, in last year, 2025, he fought a brilliant fight against Jack Della Maddalena. The way he fought Jack Della Maddalena, basically, the whole fight on its own was really entertaining because it was just a strike based on the striking. Like each one where they were exchanging punches, and it was like a striking exchange. It was like a real boxing fight. And though all, even though he tried to uh, grapple, and then he didn't succeed. He didn't go the way he wanted. But I feel for Belal, the one mistake he kept doing during Jack when he fought Jack, and then when he fought Ian Gary, is that yes, he is really entertaining. He's really last year he was really fun to watch, but then I feel that he has to come with something that's make him really like fight. If a fighter wanna come and fight against Belal, he has to be scared about him. He has to feel that Belal can come up with something. Like I have to watch out for something because Belal can end up a fight in just a glance. Like Bella has to come with one tool that makes him scary. And I think that he know how to mix those all these skills that he has, but then he's not he doesn't have a one particular tool, I think, that makes him like really scary as a fighter. And that's why I think most of the fights that he will keeps on the way he will keep winning or losing will be by decision because he he can box, he can grapple, but then he hasn't found a way to finish fights. So based on that, I'll say that if he keeps on training and if find maybe the areas where he's really good at and where he can finish his opponents, I think that would be great because he has all those particular tools, but then I think he's not specialized enough in a particular area where uh, this can be he can be a danger for some fighters, such as let's say, if we talk about Belal, if we talk about I mean if we talk about Islam, if we talk about Alex, they're really known for a particular skill that they know. Like, for example, Alex is a knockout artist. Islam is known from submissions, but then for Belal, I think he has to find a way to finish his opponents. If not, he'll keep on winning or losing by decisions. But then um, for Jack Della Maddalena, uh, his last fight was a real disaster. Because to be honest, I did expect it's not a big surprise or big deal losing against a guy like Carlos Prates because he's a really dangerous fighter. His strikes are he can really shut you down in any moment. So that's what happened because the reason why it happened on Jack Della Maddalena is because he kept on defending. And to be honest, it's not something that's if you go watch previous fights of Jack Della Maddalena, that Jack we watched against Carlos Prates was a totally different Jack because that's not the way he fights. He's a really kind of a guy that likes to take risk. Um, he's really his self-confidence is on another level. But then when he fought Prates, I'll say that it was worse as the way um, Leon Edward fought Carlos Prates, but a little bit it was worse because he got really damaged by Carlos Prates. We could see how his leg was totally shot. His face was blown with blood, and it was just like his face was just blown by those strikes from Carlos. So the mistake that he did that he didn't learn from his previous fight against Islam Makhachev, because Islam the way Islam fought against Jack is that he was really emphasizing on the leg kicks. Each time he was kicking Jack's leg, we could see how it was really affecting Jack Della Maddalena, and Carlos did the same. And I think that's how he just capitalized on that, and he found a way to make Jack really inoffensive. And it was a Jack that was trying to um, escape and defend, and it's not Jack's personality when it comes to fighting. It was a really total different Jack. The first the part where I noticed that something was wrong with Jack is when he tried to grapple Carlos. I didn't expect that because uh as he's also known for his boxing style that is on one of the best in the UFC. I wasn't intending him to go out there and try to grapple against Carlos. I thought he was courageous enough to face a guy like Carlos and exchange those punches. But yeah, he didn't learn from Islam fights. Um, his leg was damaged, and then Carlos took advantage of that, and then he finished Jack. But I don't think that Jack if he learned from that mistake and if he come up again, and let's say I think if he fight again in October or November, I don't think he's washed at all. I think he has his place, and he's still that's sort of an elite fighter. So that's my opinion on Jack Della Maddalena. Now let's go on Khalil Rountree. Now, when it comes to Khalil, is Alan, he's one of my favorite fighters. But then the way he lost against Yuri Prohaska, we all know that Yuri Prohaska is such a phenomenon, and it's fighting a guy like Prohaska is not that easy because his fighting style is really unorthodox. But uh, the reason why j- um, I mean, the reason why Khalil lost in the last round, even though he was winning the previous rounds, it was only in the last round that Yuri found a way to knock him out because whenever Khalil fights, right, he keeps on standing in one position. He doesn't he's not smooth enough in to let's say dodge a punch or escivate. Like he's really not good at that. Even though he has a powerful he is one of the most powerful strikers. His defense technique is something that he has to correct because um, it was the same mistake against Yuri. It was the same mistake against Alex Pereira. Alex and Yuri were able to find uh, were able to touch on like they were able to find Khalil's chin, an area to basically launch those punches that could affect Khalil Rountree because his defense was not that good, and they were able to penetrate. And I think he has to watch out on that because he will be fighting Ankalaev in July, the 25th of July. And I think if he didn't correct that mistake, if he didn't he if he hasn't found a way to adjust and make his defense really great at the point where it's harder for a striker to find his chin. I think he'll be still that dangerous fighter he is, and I don't think he's washed at all. But then he'll keep on fighting those really dangerous strikers, obviously, because that's what sells. But then he has to find a way to correct that if he don't want to um be knocked out again. And so he'll be fighting Ankalaev. We'll see if he was able to learn from those mistakes. But that was for Khalil Rountree. Now, Joaquin Buckley. For Joaquin Buckley, again, his all those fighters, by the way, are really, really entertaining fighters. Like, which means if they each time they fight, I'm really excited to watch them fight because they I'm really fan of their style and their way they fight. Both of these are strikers. Like I'm really fan when it comes uh, if you are a UFC striker and this is your best area, like I'll be a fan of you because I like striking. I'm not a big fan of grappling or any submission techniques. So that's what I feel about all of these fighters, even the last one. But for Raheem Buckley, I think he has to watch out for takedowns. He didn't he didn't learn at all what happened to him against Kamaru Usman. I was really surprised to see how his last fight against I keep forgetting names, but then his last fight he really lost because of that. And this was during all the rounds. Like I thought like fighting against Kamaru Usman, at least during the really last round, is when he found a way to get rid of those takedowns from Kamaru. But then for the fight he had I think 3 weeks from now. Uh, I mean, it was a total disaster. Like the opponent he had succeeded to maintain Joaquin Buckley on the ground for the three all those three entire rounds. Like he wasn't able to land any damage at all. So that's what I was kind of disappointed because he's a really entertaining fighter. Like I'll be really excited to see him fight like fighters such as Ian Gary and other fighters because he's one of the most exciting fighters to watch. But then he has to watch out for that because he keep on losing. And I don't think people will want to strike against a guy who is so heavy as Buckley. They will do the same, go for the takedown in order to win against him. But then this one now, Israel Adesanya. I think Israel Adesanya is the one that has to like he has to find a way to really because the thing with Israel Adesanya is that the all the previous fighters that he fought against DDP against even the recent one against Joe Pyfer he had 1 year 1 year gap and uh, to see him doing those same mistakes make me ask this question. What does he do during training camp? Like, how did what is his plan basically? Because most of the time when we see him fight, for example, against Joe Pyfer, he had a really good plan at first. Like his plan was to really get close to Joe in order to, I mean, to make it difficult to for Joe Pyfer to land big punches on Adesanya because whenever Joe wants to strike against you, he has this habit of loading his strikes. So. Adesanya's plan was to get uh, himself close to Joe so that this doesn't happen. But then in the second round, uh, he wanted to be entertaining. Like he really changed his plan, and that was a really big mistake. And uh, the other mistake that I I was really kind of disappointed about him is how easy Joe Pyfer was able to take Adesanya and then put him on the ground and then do what he did against Adesanya. Like the way he finished Adesanya was it was so, I mean, it's not when you had like such a career like Israel Adesanya, being finished the way he was finished was it was not fun to watch. It was not fun to watch because he's a fighter that I was really um I was a big fan of Israel Adesanya, but then it looked like I haven't seen his because I know that he made some documentaries about how like his fighting camps, the way he trained and I also know that he likes training with new fighters, and but I just don't know what the way he planned for fights. I don't know the types of training he does. I really don't know because for example against DDP, his cardio was really messed up. Against Sean Strickland, he was totally he Sean Strickland really exposed Adesanya weakness where uh, Adesanya started to be really predictable on the way he was fighting, and this what makes me ask this question: what's next for Adesanya? Because to be saying that he can just he has to retire is like is it's kind of a lazy way to conclude for those situations. I think he can, if he wants to come back, he has to fight a fighter with whom they will just strike against each other. But then not a fighter that is really good when it comes to takedowns, because I think that's it will just the fine will turn on the same. He'll do the same mistake, and then the fighter that he will face will also finish Israel Adesanya from the ground, because Israel Adesanya main weakness is basically anything that involves the ground, takedowns and the ground. And I think if he doesn't watch out for that, this time he has to retire. So this was this video's objective was really a kind my way to express the way I feel for a few fighters that I think has to watch out for certain mistake they keep on making. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to put on the comments your opinion. It will be really interesting to hear from you as well. And see you next time for more upcoming videos.